Good evening, my name is Jennifer, and this evening I'm going to discuss with you or convince you that sex work should be legalized. Imagine when you were growing up, you were asked, what did you want to be when you grew up? I'm sure things were said like police officer, fireman, doctor, nurse, right? So let's throw those cliche responses out for a moment and say, I want to be a sex worker when I grow up. I'm going to discuss three main points today. One, sex working can be a taxable source of income and revenue. We can also make it a healthier profession, and also we can reallocate law enforcement resources as well. First, I'm going to discuss the taxable source of income and revenue. The Netherlands shows a great model of this. It's legal in the Netherlands, and they use the money from the sex work industry for social services and also to fund schools as well. In the state of Nevada, there are brothels in the rural areas. However, the state legislature did not want to legalize sex working there, and they didn't want to use the funds from that type of industry for like schools and work. According to Dennis Hoff, the Nevada brothel owner, in March of 2017, an article from the LasVegasSun.com entitled Q&A Dennis Hoff, this pinpoints to end sex trafficking work. Prostitution is a multi-million-dollar industry in Las Vegas, and nobody gets the taxes off of it. The city and the county could make probably about $25 million a year in taxes off of legalizing prostitution. I'm now going to discuss how we can reduce the transmission of sexually transmitted diseases and make it a healthier profession. As it stands right now, sex workers live in fear and shame and don't want to go to the doctor. There's also a lot of drug use, so they fear that as well. So if we made it legalized, we could set it up to where there would be clinics that they could go to like once a month to be checked for like sexually transmitted diseases and for drug use to help regulate the industry and make it safer. Also too, we could also offer services to them like getting their annual pap smears and like mammograms to just make the overall woman healthier. According to Avert Sex Workers HIV and AIDS at avert.org on August 29, 2017, research evidence supports this argument. An analysis of data from 27 European countries found that in countries that have legalized some aspect of sex work, there is significantly lower HIV prevalence among sex workers compared to those countries where all aspects of sex work are criminalized. Now, lastly, I'm going to discuss how we can reallocate law enforcement resources. As it stands right now, the sex workers live in fear of being arrested. Also, too, they do get abused and have crimes done to them, but they go unreported. Also, too, if we were to decriminalize it, this could also make law enforcement resources look towards more severe crimes. So not only would it make it safer for the sex workers to report crimes happening to them, but also the law enforcement officers could focus on more severe crimes. According to Marshall Frank, retired Captain Metro-Dade Police Department, from Let's Legalize Regulate Prostitution from FloridaToday.com on August 29, 2015, in Germany and other countries, it is legal and is taxed. They turn the crime into an economic plus. In other countries like the US, we create the crime, which turns the behavior into an economic negative. And it's still a thriving business, law or no law. So in conclusion, I have laid out three main points as to why sex working should be legalized. One, it would be a great source of income and revenue to support social services and schools. We could reduce sexually transmitted diseases with sex workers, lower drug use, and also make the overall health of a sex worker healthier. And then we could also reallocate the law enforcement resources for them to focus on more severe crimes and also make it a safer environment for sex workers. I know this is an immoral profession. It's been around for a very long time, and unfortunately, it is here to stay. So with this immoral profession, it's our moral obligation as society and humanity to regulate it for our sake. So how do we get involved? Write your local congressman. You can also write your U.S. congressman to support this cause, but also too, you can join the ACLU, donate money to them as well. They are big proponents of this this industry. Thank you and for listening.